Hello guys, how are you today? My name is Abdul Ahwan from Indonesia and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this section, we are going to continue our playlist about UI design best practice. And in this video, we are going to design financial app with Flutter. So let's get started. First of all, I want to say sorry for my English is not good, so if the word I use are incorrect, please help me to point out. First thing first, we need to download the project starter code, link in the description below. After we have downloaded it, let's open with our favorite IDE. In this section, I use Android Studio. You can use your favorite IDE. And let's open it. So this is the project starter code. And in this project, I have provided some assets like images, icons, and SVG. And as usual, this is just kind of like template for our first Flutter project. So right now, we need to delete all code inside our main.dart. After that, as usual, we have to create the starter point of our app. So we create void main and run app. And inside this run app, we need to provide my app. And we see warning because we haven't yet created this my app. So we need to create stateless widget and we name it as my app. And for my app, we need to return material app. And inside this material app, we say debug so checked mode false. And the second one is theme and we say theme data. And inside the theme data, we say accent color. And we call our constant color, which is accent color. And the other one is background color, and we call our constant again, which is background color. And when we open this constant, it will go to our color constant file, which is inside our lib directory. I have provided, and I have provided like models and custom icon. Let's close it. We back to our main.dart, and the next step is we say home. So we see error. We need to give look like this. Alright, and for our home, we set to home screen and we see warning because we haven't yet created this home screen. So we have to create new package inside our lib directory. We name it as screen. And inside this screens directory, we have to create new dot file. We name it as home_screen. And we back to our main.dart file. And now we can import it. But before that, we need to create new stateful widget. And we name it as home screen. And we see warning again. Because we need to import material.dart. Look like this. So we back to our main.dart again. And now we can see import library home screen. And when we press this, it will go to our home screen file. So we close our main.dart file and we open our home screen. And for our home screen, we need to return scaffold widget. And inside this scaffold widget, we can call many properties. The first one is we can set background color. And for our background color, we set to theme of background color. And the second one is app bar. And for our app bar, we set the background color like the before, theme of background color. And the next one is elevation. We set it to be 0. And for leading, we can use icon button and it will automatically generate icons and on-press properties inside this icon button. And for the icon properties, we need to provide icon and we need to call our custom icon, which is my Flutter app navigation drawer. And the second one is on press. We make it to be blank. And inside this icon, we can set another properties like color. And for the color, we need to call our constant again, which is black color. And let's run our app to see how look like this app. Alright, so as we can see, this is our app. And this is app bar. And I have removed the shadow effects, which is elevation. We set it to be 0, look like this. And inside this app bar, we can call another properties such as padding, which is inside our icon button. And for the padding, we set it to only left, we set it to be 8. And for the information, the default for margin is 8. And if we want to make it to be, the default margin is 16. And if we want to make it to be right, we can add some margin, which is left. I set it to be 8, which is right now, the margin is 24. Alright, so we move to the next step. Still inside our scaffold, we can call body. And for our body, as usual, I use container, which is I want to make it the whole screen because I'm not set height and width. And inside this container, we set child to be list view. And inside this list view, we can set basic, which is we set it to be climbing, scroll basic. And the next thing is children, which is we can add many widgets inside this list view. So we can see on the design. So as we can see, this is our leading, and then this, let's say I want to separate this to be 1, 2, and 3 section. This first section, second section, and third section. So we can add all the widgets to be inside our list view. So we back to our Android Studio, and for the first, let's say, card section. So we give comment right here. And for the very first, we can call padding widget. And for the padding, we set to only left 24. And the second one is child. And for the child, we set it to be text widget, which is, we can say, high frame burst, look like this. And now we can see I have one widget inside our list view. So before we continue, we need to add some dependencies to our Flutter project. So we open Pubspec.yaml and we go to dependencies, and below of our Flutter, we need to add the first is Flutter SVG. And the second one is Google Fonts. And the last but not least is slide to confirm. So the next step is we need to press this pubget, and as we can see, process finish with exit code 0. So we scroll to the bottom, and I have provided some assets, but I haven't yet declared in our Pubspec.yaml. So we have to declare right here. So we can see assets, and we say assets folder / icons / assets / images / and the last but not least assets / svg / which means I want to call all file inside this icons directory, this and this. And we press pubget again, look like this. So we back to our home screen, and inside this text widget we can call style. And for the style, we make it to be Nunito, and inside this we can set like font size, and we set it to 20. And the second one is font weight, we set it to be bold, which is W700. And for the color, we set it to be black color. Alright, look like this. Alright, look similar. So I think we have to add another padding, which is top 8, and for the bottom 16. Alright, so the next step is below of our text widget we can add container. So I want to cover this widget to be container. So below of our padding we say container, and for the height we set it to be 175, and we set child to be list view, dot builder, and for the item builder, context and index. And the next properties is item count, which is we can call our model, which is cards.length. So we can check what inside this card. It will go to card model, which is this kind of like object, and I have provide dummy data, look like this. And inside this item builder, we want to return container. Don't forget to provide semicolon. And another properties inside our list view, we can call the first one is scroll direction, because we want to set to be scroll horizontally. So we can say right here axis dot horizontal, and the under is padding, and we can give padding only. Left we set it to be 16, and for the right 8. And we go to our container, and inside this container the first one is margin, and for the margin we set it to H only, which is right, set it to 8. So we can see a little margin inside our list, so we set it to be 8. So the next properties is height. For the height we set it to be 175, and for the width we set it to be around 220. And for the decoration, as usual, I use box decoration, and inside this box decoration we can set like border radius, and I set it to be border circular. We set it to be 8. And the next properties is color, and for the color we say cards index.bg color, and what inside this bg color is look like this. And the next is box shadow, and for the box shadow we say box shadow, and inside this box shadow we can set like color and blur radius 10, and then spread radius 4, offset we set it to be 0.0 and 8.0. Alright, as we can see, we have 4 items because inside our card model I have provided 4 dummy data. Alright, and another properties is child, and inside this child we set it to be stack widget, and inside this stack widget we can call children, and inside this children the first widget is position, and for the child we set it to be image.assets because I want to call image from assets, and inside this image.assets we can say cards index.type. So as we can see, we have this MasterCard and Genius. So inside our position widget we can set like left, which is we want to make it to be, we give like margin. For the left we set it to be 16, and for the top we set it to be 12. Look like this. And another properties is we can set like height. For the height we set it to 22, and for the width we set it to be 33. Look like this. I summarize. So below of this position widget we can call another position widget, and for the child we set it to be SVG picture dot assets, and inside this we can say card index, we say card background. So we don't see anything but this kind of like this file and this file. Alright, and inside this position widget we can set right for the right 12, and for the top 12. Alright, and below of our position widget we call position again, and for the child we can say text, and for the text cards index.name, and we see. And inside this position widget like the before we can set like top 14 and right 12, and inside this text widget we can set style, and we say Google Fonts Nunito, and we can set like font size and font weight, and for the color we can call cards index.first color. Look like this. I summarize, and below of our position widget we can call position widget again, and for the child right now we can call text widget again, and for the text we can call cards index dot I think your balance, not like this. So I think inside our card widget your balance. So we see, and as usual we have to set like top 63 and then left 16. I summarize, and inside our text we can set like style again, Google Font Nunito, and inside this we can set like font size and then font weight, and the last is color like the before, card index.first color. And below of our position widget we can call position again, many position widget inside our stack widget, and for the child we can call text widget again, and inside this text widget, we can call rp, and then we can call cut index.balance, and we can set style Google Fonts, and we can set like font size 20 and font weight 100 and I think 700, and the last color we set to be cut index.second color, and we see, and we set left to be 16 and top to be 81. Alright, and we add another widget, position widget again, and we say text widget, and we say valid true. And for the position, we set it to be left 16 again and bottom 30. And as usual, we can set style Google font, we set Nunito, and for the font size 12, and for the font weight, we set it to be 400, and for the color, we set it to be first color. Cut index.first color. Alright, and below of this, we can set position again. For the child, we set it to be text widget again, and inside that, we can call cut index.valid, and we see, and for the position, we can set left 16 and bottom 12, and like the before, we set style, and for the font size 14, for the font weight 700, and for the color second color. And the last but not least, position widget again, and for the child, we set it to be SVG picture.assets, and we say cut index.more icon, which is this. Alright, and for the position, we set it to be right 8 and bottom 8. And for the size, inside our SVG picture.assets, we set height to be 24, width 24. Alright, so if we want to make it to be clickable, we can wrap this position widget to be gesture detector. Alright, so I think it's similar with the design. So we move to the next section, which is, let's say, less transaction. So we can duplicate the padding. So I think right here, duplicate this, and we paste below of our container. We can give comment last transaction section. So we see, and for the text, we change to last transaction. So let's see, I think it's kind of like row widget with two widgets, this and this. So I think we need to cut this, and we say row, and inside this row widget, we can call children. And now we have two texts. And for the padding, let's say 20 true, and for the bottom 16, and restart. Alright, and inside this row widget, we can set like main axis alignment, and for the main axis alignment, we set it to be space between. Alright, so I think we have to add another padding, which is right, set it to 24. Alright, and for this, we set it to be see all transaction. Alright, so we set it to see all transaction. And for the font size, set it to 12, and for the color, we set it to be blue. Alright, awesome. And for this, set it to 16. Alright, so we see awesome, right? So below of this padding, as usual, we use container, and inside this container, we can set like height. For the height, let's say 190, and for the child, we use list view.builder again, and for the item builder, context, and index, and we need to return container. Inside that, don't forget to provide semicolon, and another properties, which is item count, and for the item count, we say transaction.length, and we see this is scroll horizontally, so we have to set scroll direction. We say axis.horizontal, and the other one is padding. and we say age only. So we set it to be left, let's say 16, and for the right 8. And inside this container, the first thing is we can set margin only right 8. So we see we have a little margin, and below that we can say for the height 160, and for the width we set it to 100 for the width 160, and for the height 190. And again we use box decoration. So below of our width we set decoration. We use box decoration, and inside this box decoration we can set border radius as usual. Border radius circular, set it to 8, and again for the color we set it to be white color, and again for the box shadow we set it to be box shadow, and for the color we set it to be color, and again for the blur radius 10, and for the spread radius 10 again, and for the offset we set it to be 0.0 and 8. Awesome, right? And below of our box decoration we can call child, and for the child set it to be stack widget again, and inside that we can call children, and inside this we can use like position again, and for the child we set it to be SVG dot assets, and we call transaction index dot type. So we see outcome, income, outcome. So we have 3 items inside that. Item right, and inside this SVG picture we can set like height 24 and width 24. And for the position, for the top we set it to be 16, and for the left 16 again. Alright, and below that we can call position again. For the child we set it to be SVG again, and for that we say assets, and then SVG and Mastercard bg.svg. Alright, and for the position we set it to be right 8, and for the top 8. And again we can call position widget again, and for the child we set it to be text widget, and we say transaction again index dot name. So we see, and for the position the first one is top 16, and for the right 16. And for the style, inside our text widget we can use Google font again, and we can set like font size 12, and font weight we set it to be 700, and for the color we can call transaction index dot color type. Alright, and below that we can call another position widget, and for the position top 64, and then left 16, and for the child we set it to be text widget again, and we can call transaction index dot sign type, and then plus rp plus transaction index dot amount. Look like this. So we see this is sign, RP, and the amount. And still inside this text widget, we can call style, Google font again, Nunito again, and as usual, we can call like font size, and we can set font size to 16, font weight to 700, and for the color, transaction index dot color type. Look like this. And below of position widget we can call position again, and for the child text widget again, and inside that we can say transaction index dot information, and we see, and for the position we can set like left 16 and bottom 106. So I think this top, and inside this text widget we set style again. We can set like font size, font weight, and for the color, gray color. And again, position widget again, for the child, text widget again, and for the text, transaction, index, dot, recipient, and for the position, left, 16, and for the bottom, 48, and for the style, for the font size, we set it to be 12, and for the font weight, and for the color, look like this. And again, position widget again, for the child, text widget again, so we say transaction, index, dot, date, and for the position, left, 16, and then bottom, 22, and for the style, for the font size, 12, font weight, and for the color, look like this. The last but not least, for the child, we set it to be text widget again, and we say transaction, index, dot, card, not text widget, I think image.assets, and inside this image widget, for the height, 22, and for the width, 33. And for the position, we set it to be right, 14, and bottom, 16. Look like this. Alright, I think it's similar with the design. And again, for our top up, so the next step is for our top up section. So we can duplicate our padding, which is, I think, this one. And we duplicate below of our container. Top up section. And I think we have to cut this. So we remove our row widget. So we see, and we can change text to be top up again. So we see, and below of our text widget, as usual, we can use container, and inside this container, we can set height to be 304, and for the child, we use listview.builder, as usual. We use context and index, and we have to return something, which is we want to return container. Don't forget to provide semicolon. And again, inside our listview.builder, we can set like item count. For the item count, we set it to be wallet.length. And for the padding, we set it to be only left 16 and right 16. And inside this container widget, we can set like margin. For the margin, only bottom 8. So we see a little padding. And below that, we can set height. For the height, 68. And for the decoration, box decoration again. And for the border radius, circular 8. And for the box shadow, we can duplicate from the previous, which is this one. So paste right here, box shadow. And for the color, we say white color, look like this. And another properties is child, and for the child, we can call the first is row, so we can break down this layout. So I think it's kind of like row widget with this, and this. And inside this row widget, we can call children. And inside this row widget, we can set like size box. And I think the first widget is row widget. And I think I want to separate this to be two widgets, this row widget and this separate widget. And inside this row widget, we can call like children again, and inside that we can call size box, which is this blank box, and for the next is container, and for the container we set it width to be 44, and for the height 44, and for the decoration we set it to be box decoration, and for the shape box shape dot circle, and for the color we set it to be white gray, and for the image decoration image, and we set it to be assets image, and inside that we can call wallet index and wallet logo. Alright, and again below of our container we set size box again, for the width 12 again, and below that we can call column widget, which is this and this. So inside this column widget we can say two text widget. The first one is wallet index dot name, and the second one is text widget again, which is wallet index dot wallet name or wallet. So we see 1, 2, 3, and 4, and inside this text widget we can set the style, and for the font size set it to 14, and for the font weight set it to 700, and for the color we set it to be black color, not blue. So we can copy in this style and we paste here, and for the size set it to 12, and for the color set it to gray color. Alright, and again we back to column widget, and for the cross axis alignment we set it to be star, and for the main axis alignment center. Look like this. So below of our row widget we can call row widget again, and we say children, and inside that the first is text widget, and inside that we can say wallet index dot wallet number, and for the style we can set like Google font as usual, and for the font size 12, and for the font weight 700, and for the color gray color, and we see. And for the next is we go to row widget, and inside that we can set like main axis alignment, and we set it to be space between. Alright, and we back to second row widget, and inside that we set size box, not set, I think we give size box to give like margin, and for the width 12 or more than it, so I think 16. Alright, so look like this. Alright, let's see. I think it's similar with the design. I summarize, and the last is this slide for payment. So I think my method is not the best, so if you have opinion you can write it down on the comment field. But right now I did my best. So we scroll to the top and we can call right here. I think I use a bottom navigation bar. Actually I want to use like a floating action bar or floating button, but I don't know how to use it. So right now I use bottom navigation bar, and we use bottom app bar. And inside this bottom app bar, for the color we set it to be let's say transparent, and for the elevation 0, and for the child we use container, and inside this container we set height to be 60, I think 56, and for the margin let's see, I think left, right, and bottom. So we set right here only left 16, right 16, bottom 16. So we see, and below of our margin we set decoration to be box decoration box decoration, and we use gradient, we use linear gradient, and for the color we can call our color, and the next is begin, so we say alignment top center, and for the end alignment bottom center, and again for the tile mode mirror, and for the stop look like this. And for the border radius thing right here, we say border radius, not box shadow, border radius, and circular 8. Alright, so we see. So I don't know how to make it to be transparent, so I think we can make it to be transparent. Alright, and again inside our container right here, so we say tile, and for the tile we use confirmation slider, and inside that we can add many properties. The first one is on confirmation, and the second one is height. We set it to be 60, I think 56, and for the width media query dot of size width. So I want to make it to be based on the width of screen, but it's minus by margin, which is left and right, so we use minus 32. And again for the background color we use transparent, and for the shadow we use box shadow, and for the colors the transparent again because I want to give shadow. And for the foreground, I think foreground color we use transparent again, colors the transparent, and not this, I think we have to use white color. I think we have an error. Oh, foreground color, so we use white color, and for ground shape we use border circular, set it to 8. And for the icon color or icon we use custom icon, slide icon. Alright, so we see, and for the icon color we use blue color. Alright, and for the title, not title, I think text, so we use slide for payment, so we use slide for payment. And again for the text style, I think we use Google Fonts, and for the font size we set it to 14, and for the color, white color, and for the white 700, look like this. Alright, I think it's awesome. So let's see, let's see the design. Yeah, I think that's enough. How we design, or how do we convert this design to be Flutter. I think it's awesome, and I think it's similar for about 90%, right, or more. Alright, so I think that's enough our video today. If you have any questions or comment, write it down under comment field, and if you want to download the project source code, link in the description below. Thank you so much, and see you again on the next video.